Hey, what's up, everybody? How's it going? Hope this message finds you well. Today, I want to share real quickly the importance of the compound effect. This method has been ringing true in my life over the last decade, and just how important sticking to it really is. And I can look, because I've been around the space long enough to look at peers and realize those who chose to stick to it and those who didn't choose to stick to it, whether it be fitness, whether it be business, whether it be personal development. It's crazy to look around and to see the people who was able to weather the storms and those who got swept up in the storms and just where their lives are at now. Oftentimes it looks like they yo-yo, like they come, they go, they come, they go, but they're just like never steady, even. And then there's the others who get swept away in the storm, who just seem to never recover and just fall back to poor patterns, habits, and routines that lead to complacency. And there's the other ones who just continue to stick to it, who weather the storm, who aren't always progressing, but they're always just sticking to it. Sometimes they're just wading water, just trying to keep their head above water. And other times they are absolutely crushing it. They're sailing with wind in their sails, and it's the compound effect. It's really what it is, and it really works well in our life when we are allowing positive momentum to compound in our life. But what does it look like when the storm comes? What's it look like when you're busy with work and you got kids and you've already put on a few extra pounds and you're drinking 1 or 2 days a week, and this is unfamiliar territory to you? What do you do? How do you get back on track? How do you not get whisked away in the storm? How do you not become the person who yo-yos in this personal development journey? How do you stick with it and weather the storm so that the compound effect will work in your favor? Well, how you do it is with checkdowns. You're not always going to be solving world hunger and conquering the world day in and day out. I know Twitter makes it feel this way, but it don't work that way. It simply does not work that way. There are going to be many seasons in your life. This could be like multiple times a year. This could be a whole year. This could be a whole quarter, a whole month, a whole week. Maybe it's just a whole day. But there's going to be seasons that you're going to be on the downside. But let me talk to you right now. If you're on that downside, you need to know that there's two sides to every valley. You're going to come back up, but you got to keep going. You got to keep going, and how you keep going is having check downs. These are realistic expectations that's in touch with your reality. I'll give you a good example. Right now, my reality looks like a newborn baby that's in a sleep regression, trying to relieve my wife in the evenings and then at nights more frequently so we can help get this baby out of this sleep regression, and I can offload some of that for her, which means I'm sleeping less. And since I'm sleeping less, I also have, of course, as you would understand, more demands at work. It just happens that way. So I have a conference coming up. I have a lot of other projects I'm working on. I'm in between on. I have a retreat coming up. And as all these things are happening in my life, then we get these external circumstances and situations, like our AC unit goes out, and unpredictable things within the business happen. It just happens this way. And since now the season of my life and this reality that I'm in is a higher level of stress without having as much sleep as I typically could, the first thing that I want to push out is naturally my mental health work, my personal development work. Maybe this is working out for you. For me, it's a little less working out. It's typically like breath work, sauna sessions, meditations. It's the first thing I want to push out, because I've built a schedule that's allowed me to have plethora of time to be able to work on myself. Maybe I have multiple extra hours a day that others might not have, and we can just adjust our times based off of our individual circumstances and situations. So with me right now, though, I want to push out breath work. I want to push out sauna sessions. I want to push out ice baths. That's the first thing I want to do, is say, I don't have time today. Well, what that does is that stops momentum. So it's gonna halt this compound effect in my life because I'm not working towards it. So rather so, when I hit these seasons, what I do is have check downs. I can't get a 2-hour workout at the gym because I got to drive 30 minutes each way. Unfortunately, my gym's just a little bit further away. So with that, I'm working out from home more, and I can't always get hour workouts at the house, so I'm getting 20 minutes here. But I'm looking for opportunities. That's a check down. That 20-minute workout, that's a check down. And now I'm looking for opportunities like, come on, let's go for a walk. I'll carry the baby. I'll even carry my rucksack. So now I'm rucking with like 40 pounds. I'm getting a workout in. So my workouts might not look like an hour or an hour and a half, but it might be like 20 minutes here with push-ups and squats, 20-minute ruck here with the family. I'm getting it where I can get it, how I can get it. Check down. Now, how about I check down for my personal or my mental, emotional, spiritual health? Look, I don't have the time, right, to read my Bible an hour every night, but I have the time to pick it up every single day. So I just pick it up. I literally just pick it up. I don't care when it is. I just pick it up and I just start reading. Like no study, no nothing. Just pick it up and I start reading. Next thing you know, I end up making the time for it. And these habits, they start to compound in my life. Like it's not the same intensive Bible study I was maybe doing 2 months ago, but I'm in it. I'm still in it. I'm checking down during this season. I'm not able to get in the sauna for 3 30-minute sessions, intertwining with my ice baths. So what I'm doing is I just put the baby down, and I know I got like an hour before he starts crying. So I put that baby down and I pop open a breathwork technique on YouTube with my wife. My mom's in town hanging for this week, her too. And we just do some breath work, 20, 30 minutes together. And then we sit there and just meditate. I just lead that front. Like, hey, I can't get an hour breath work in, maybe like I did a couple months ago or before the baby came, but that's okay. I got a check down. I'm going to hit my check down and I'm going to stick to it so I can keep on allowing this compound effect and this momentum to work in my life. Not every season is going to be your best season, but you need to do the best with the season that you've been given. This is how momentum continues in your favor. Even if I'm going slow, I'm still going. I ain't going backwards. Even if I'm going slow, I'm still going forward. I ain't going backwards. My focus is to stay going. No matter how fast I'm going, my only focus is to stay going. I've done this with fitness. I watch people come. I watch people go. I watch people get fat, skinny, fat again, skinny again, fat again, skinny again. They come back to me for coaching over and over and over. I said, man, you got to stay going. You got to get off the crazy cycle. Same thing with mental health, relational health. Same thing with business development. I see people have a really good year, but then they let up and they just let a bad season, a bad quarter derail their progress and they stop going. You just got to stay in the game. You got to have check downs. You got to come in touch with the reality of the season of life that you're in. And if you do this, my friends, and you allow it to compound over the course of the months, the quarters, the years, you'll realize when you look back in a decade, those who thought you was crazy, those who maybe started the journey with you and came and went, you'll feel it. You'll see it's, oh, you've been in the same things, and now I'm over here into these things. Like, you'll see it. You'll begin to see it manifest positively in your life and amongst your peers who have chosen to stay true, who have chosen to operate in a state of check downs through whatever series of circumstances that they're working through. We all got our things. We all be going through some things. So it's important that we don't look at our problems as if they are outside of our control. All of us face these problems. All of us have these different circumstances and situations that we're going through, and we have good excuses that we can make, but we also have to have, how we say this, like, we got to think downstream. Like, I got a good excuse to not work out today, but I got to think downstream. If I think downstream, I can realize if I allow this to compound in my life, compound effect now is working negatively for me. If I choose to make this excuse, now I'm gonna start compounding in the negative. I need to think downstream. I gotta make choices today that's gonna be good for me tomorrow, the next day, the next day. I gotta be thinking ahead. So I gotta do things even when I don't wanna do them. I gotta be okay with saying, my feelings got nothing to do with this. My feelings have nothing to do with this. I don't care if I want to or don't want to. I'm moving forward in the direction that I know is going to be good for me tomorrow. And if you ever met with the fork in the road, here's one thing I can promise you. What's easy today is not typically good for you tomorrow. But what's hard for you today leads you into who you want to be tomorrow. I'm sending you guys so much love today. I hope this message finds you well. Hope you're doing well. And chat with y'all soon. Peace.